And what's up, Mr. Rashad? Antonio, we are the Western Bros. Yes. House of the Dragon, season 2, episode number 8. The Queen, whoever was.
Well,
All spoilers, man. I gotta talk about the thing to talk about the thing. I am very sad that this is the last episode of this. I am also happy that they're gonna give us our Game of Thrones fix with the quickness. And I also just saw that The Last of Us is about to be popping up pretty soon too, for season 2. So we will have a
also,
prestige television, you know what I'm saying?
and then also too, I know we don't discuss this show, but I am a fan of White Lotus.
Oh, you are?
Also, yes, White Lotus is a very good show as well.
Yeah, I might need to look at that. I haven't
Yeah,
checked it out yet. But yeah, yo, so of course the last episode of the season, man. And man, just let's okay. What
can
do
I get can I get my ish off real quick?
go ahead. Hey, the floor is yours.
Okay, for you people, and yes, I said you people, y'all getting on my damn nerve. A lot of y'all out there are really getting on my damn nerves, and you are getting on other people's nerves who respect the property that is Game of Thrones, and who really understands the property that is Game of Thrones. But a lot of y'all out there are getting on my everlasting nerve. I will say this off bat. I can somewhat understand how some people are like, man, this was a horrible season finale. Man, this season just won't give it. Man, blah, 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 blah. This sucked. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's all I saw today on the socials. And I haven't even talked to Rashad. This is my first time even talking to Rashad about. So Rashad is hearing this fresh from me or
Yeah.
whatever. And you people, yes, I said you people again. I'm a black man. I'm calling you people. Not everyone who is a fan of this show or claim to be a fan. Y'all need to chill the F out for real. This is what you call storytelling. This entire season, okay, this entire season is what you call the prelude to war. Okay. Granted, I think a lot of people heard of what this story was based off of, the Dance of the Dragons, and they automatically think, dragons! Yeah, we're gonna see dragons every episode ripping each other apart. Oh my god. It killed her. They killed her son at the end of the first season. You know it's got to be popping, Jack. It is on like pop. Relax. We are looking at this in the lens of medieval times, okay?
Yeah.
And this show is done through medieval times. And sorry to inform some of you that may not know, they didn't have cell phones, telephones, or any type of quick communications in this. This entire season, 8 episodes, Rashad can probably agree with me a little bit, maybe if not, you can let me know, took over a span of, let's just say, 6 to maybe 10 months, possibly a year.
If that.
If that, six, like,
The show
Westeros is a
the show may
Westeros
have
is
been even during a shorter time span.
it may have
It
been
could have been from like 2 to 4 months. I mean, because depending on how you look at it, especially the
right.
first 3 episodes, they actually said, like,
Yeah,
look, this has been a few weeks after Viserys' death.
right.
So come on
So
now.
it's a time period that's going through. No war in the history of wars, just because Aegon started screaming at the top of the second episode, I declare war. No history at the top, and no war in the history of wars. It's just like, all right, war,
Bam,
bam.
bam,
It
bam,
just started.
bam,
It don't start like that. You have to
bam.
set your allegiances. You have to find out, all right, who's on my side. You know what I'm saying? How we got it. These armies are spread across a continent. Let's get that straight first. Westeros isn't a country. It is like a continent, and each realm is its own like little country or whatever. It's spread across that, and these people have to, get in contact. All right, are you down with us? No, you ain't. F y'all. This type of stuff like that, and it's so annoying that people were like, this season was basically putting the chess pieces in order to get ready to play the game of chess. Like, all right, cool. You on my side, bet. Got you. You on my side, bet. Got you. And then you got other people playing their own chess game within the chess game of trying to, put themselves in position. Yes, we did see a battle. Think of it like this. The United States didn't jump right into World War II, people, when World War II started. World War II started when Nazi Germany invaded Poland. The U.S. didn't get involved for what, like another 2-3 years, Rashad, if I'm not mistaken? Yeah. And that wasn't until Japan tried to get busy with us. For real. We didn't.
We were neutral until Pearl Harbor.
Until
the
Harbor.
Day that will live in infamy. And that's when we said, you know what? Let's get this thing popping.
Right, like that. So you have to look at it like this is it. And you saw, which we will talk about, the final scene of this, of all the chess pieces being put into place. And if you paid it, we'll get to that in a second, but people, chill out. I know y'all want to see battles. Y'all want to see this. Guess what? This show is only going to be 4 seasons. They've said you can't blow your load in 2 seasons. You can't, dude. You have to set things up. Next season, I guarantee you, is about to be popping. A lot of people that y'all like on this show, because like I said, I'm just giving you a heads up of what could happen. Some things may change. A lot of people in this show that you like, and just like in Game of Thrones lore, they ain't gonna be here after a while. Some of them ain't gonna be. Some of them not gonna be here after the first episode next season.
No, people about to die. I just wanted to. I think sometimes what's the word I'm looking for here? We hype stuff up a little bit too much in our own minds in regards to having expectations and expectation management. I just want to go back to Game of Thrones as a series. What was the major thing that happened in the first season of Game of Thrones?
The major thing that happened was Ned getting his head cut off.
Okay. Now, at the top of your head, not looking at it, what's the major thing that happened in season 2?
The Battle of the Blackwater.
And that's it. Everything else is what? It's
everything else builds up.
Everything else is basically who? Arya and the Hound walking around Westeros.
Yeah, Sansa having to be submissive.
Yeah, Sansa going with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Outside the castle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
trying to figure out how she gonna play the Game of Thrones. So that whole, and then we got the kids back in. You know what I'm saying, like Rob. You know what I'm saying? His whole setup for him dying the next season. So it's like. Yeah. I don't know what y'all really wanted, and we got our. Okay, the thing is, we got our major conflicts battle episode kind of early. We didn't get episode 4, so that I understand. But in regards to how this is written as a whole, in regards to the George R.R. Martin scripted season, he was still actually on it. Even a lot of episodes in season 2, he directed himself. So that's kind of how the thing is going to go. It's way more walking and talking than you think this is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I just had to get that off
because I was going to say, don't worry. We was on the same page because I hear a lot of people doing a whole lot of yapping and stuff. And I understand that, if you really want that type of storytelling, then I guess you need to watch I don't know, maybe CSI, you know what I'm saying, or Walker Texas Ranger. I don't know. Maybe
you know what, y'all need to watch something where there's a villain of the week.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Maybe you need to watch. I don't know, old school Murder She Wrote, something like that is gonna get you hyped because
Angela Lansbury.
Jessica Lansbury found somebody. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's been catching murders in the same city her whole life, which is crazy.
Yeah,
murder rate in her city high as hell. Anyway,
let's get to this episode.
Let's get to this. Thank you. I'm in Rant. So let's start off with the
the beginning.
Let's just start off with one person.
Okay, what's
and,
that?
and that one person is Rhaena. Cause like,
Yo,
now if y'all want to be pissed off about something, be pissed off about that.
yeah, okay. This girl.
Yo, did you see the first picture of Rhaena? She was cold. Her lips was all chapped up.
Yo, that girl has been searching for this dragon, that's wild dragon that's out in the Vale for days. I want y'all to understand this. She ain't never go back to the what's the name of the ship, Rashad? The
gay abandoned.
She ain't go back to the gay. She's been searching for this dragon for days. You see her sleeping out. I want y'all to understand something. You know how cold she was? The Vale is in the mountains.
Tony, she was outside.
She was out. She was outside. She
about to find me a dragon.
She was outside, sleeping on the ground with no pillow, no. I mean, this girl was so thirsty, she just dipped her hand in river water.
She said, "Oh, I know they in a creek.
I know they ain't a creek." She looking like Bambi or something.
Laughing it up like a dog.
Laughing it up. Yo, baby girl she was exhausted, and she was thirsty, and she was cold, and she was tired. Man, she tired, boss. She was tired. But oh my God, I was like, what is going on here? And and the whole thing just kept going in my head, the whole song, can't keep running away, can't keep running away, can't keep running away. Like but I know you want a dragon, Rhaena. I know you do. But good God.
RP Dilla. But yeah, yo, like so long story short, she ends up clocking the dragon, chase after the dragon. The dragon is of course doing well. When she finds him, eating some sheep.
So she
drops that sheep, growls at her, I guess you can say that. And then that's the end of that. So
we just want to get that out the way. Let's get that out the way.
Because they intercut her little crap the whole episode. I said, man, we could have just did this.
Yo, you see minutes. Like her facial expression? She saw the dick. She's like, thank you, Jesus. It is a dragon. Like, oh my God. Her eyes are like, oh my God, thank God. I've been looking for you for days, baby. Please pick me.
Yeah, she was out there looking like she found some crack on the ground.
Hey, yo, for real.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead back off the top. In the good old free city of Tyros.
Yeah.
Let's listen, yo. You know one thing I like? I really like Essos. Essos is a wild place. They have so much more fun over in Essos. It seems like the weather is always better. You see, they have palm trees.
Dog, it's always like 80 degrees.
Right. They out there having a field day. Folk, you know what I'm saying?
It's like sandals out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. All inclusive. Right. It's adult oriented.
The only thing Essos has to chill on is the slavery. That's the only thing they need to chill on. But
slavery, you know what I'm saying?
But other than that, they have monkeys just roaming around, coming into the tents, partying with them and stuff.
It's like hedonism out there, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You got Tywin Lannister, master of ships on the council. This dude has had a hell of a season, by the way.
Yeah, he's been through it.
He started off, when Aegon was like, brought his son to the meeting, and the son was just bothering him the whole time, and then he was trying to, hey, don't you want to ride Sir Lannister like a pony? And kid like, yeah, and Lannister's like, what? And then you got crazy tail Aemond trying to get him to just, he about to catch heat because of what his brother did. So, your brother summoned me. He like, hey, bro, that's I know we look alike. We got the same face.
I know we twins, but we ain't twinning like that.
We ain't twinning like that. And then they sent this man on a mission about 3 episodes ago. What you gonna do is you gonna go talk to the Triarchy, and you are going to get them make a deal to break the blockade. And he was like, hey man, this ain't a good idea. If you don't know, the Triarchy is the same group of 3 cities that the sea snake beat down and Daemon and them broke down or whatever.
At the Stepstones.
At the Stepstones. And those 3 cities are Lys, Tyrosh, and Myr. It's those 3 cities that make up the Triarchy. Well, he's meeting with the Triarchy and all these pirates, and they sitting there looking at him, and he's like, look here, man. Hey, man, it'll benefit you guys. And they're like, what? All the resources we need is right here at Essos, baby. Y'all need us. Y'all the ones ain't eating in Westeros. Like, so what are we going to get? And he's like, man, and so then one of the I guess the magisters from the Triarchy was like, hey, give us the Stepstones. And he was like,
hey, before this, a dude say, yo, give us 100 dragons.
Right, yeah, he just said, we want 100 dragons.
I was like, what? Ain't even 100 dragons alive right now. What you talking about?
Right, 100 dragons. Yeah, that was the wildest thing ever. And then he was like, all right, give me the Stepstones. And he had this look like, oh my God.
What y'all even want that for?
What do y'all even want that for? And they just wanted to be able to tax whoever comes across the narrow sea. And my man was like, man, the Prince Regent. Because he's like, man, if I give in to this, Aemond is gonna go nuts on me. So he finally says, fine, I will leave. In the words of Denzel, I'm coming back with something. Hey, I'm gonna go back there by, hey,
I'm leaving with something.
I'm leaving with something. I'm leaving with something. He left with something. So they're like, all right, bet, we'll do it. However, you have to accept our admiral to be in command. And he's like, all right, yo, where he at, yo? And out steps Sharko Lohar. And I love what they did with this character for several reasons. Number one, in the books, the character is a guy. And what I believe is happening here, just my theory, Rashad, is that because we still, in this time period, live in a patriarchal society where a lot of men really ain't trying to follow women and stuff. She's putting on the front of being a man, and they still refer to her as him. And even though she's like, yeah, I'm a woman, but yeah, they refer to as him, here, her, whatever. And we find out later on too, with the whole pronouns situation. And it's just my theory on the show. Don't counsel me. I don't have time for the nonsense. Okay. And so Larho is like, all right, I fought, what I'm saying? I'll do this, but you got to be able to best me. And Talon's like,
in what?
He's like, in what? What are you talking about? We fast forward. These motherfuckers are having a mud wrestling match, and she is giving him the utmost business. You can tell that even though he's a knight, he's so prim and proper. He is a Lannister, and she is working that dude like Andre the Giant on Hulk Hogan in WrestleMania 3, yo. She is giving him the business. Like, he's all covered. And I think he was trying his best to be chivalrous because he's like, yo, this is a woman. I
ain't trying to really, out here, abuse you for real.
Abuse you. Finally, I think he got tired of this, and he gave her an uppercut to the gut and backhand the hell out of her. She was like, ow.
He said, bitch.
He gave her that Ike Turner, like Lawrence Fishburne from What Love Got to
he
Do
said,
with It.
You ain't recording today?
You ain't recording today, anime? All right.
Sing the song the way I wrote it.
Put some steak on it, anime. Put some steak on it. And so she respected that, and she was like, all right, you got a little fight in you. And then she was like, you know what? We're not bad. And he was like, will you honor my wish? And she's like, one more thing. We'll make that decision tonight during dinner. And then she's like, have you ever feasted on your enemy's flesh? My man was like, what? No. He's like, no. He was like, would you like to? And he was like, no, I don't want to do that. Like, and so she flipped, and so she Uno reverse flips it on him. Was like, so you're gonna turn down my hospitality of my house and everything? And he was like, God, I guess I gotta eat some damn man flesh tonight or whatever. And then she looked, and then she started laughing.
It's like,
I got you.
gotcha.
What do you think I am? No, what do you think I am?
You think we're savages?
Yeah.
Nah,
It's like the little preview you put up about the show.
the Mbaka joint, yeah.
Don't worry, we are vegetarians. And then all the people laughing, and he's like, yeah, all right. So fast forward again.
Yeah. Dinner time.
So dinner time comes. He's cleaned up. He's got all the mud. Like my man was mud head to toe. And he comes out to him, and he's out there singing a sea shanty, as they like to say. You know, a yo ho, like type thing. But he's singing in front of them, and they looking, and then after he finishes, they're like, "Oh yeah, all right, cool." And she's like, and he's like, "All right, thank God." And she's like, "You know what? Bet. You know what? I will do this for you. Me and my men are at your command. This and that." He's like, "All right, woo, cool, got that out of the way." My man said, "All right, I'm about to turn in for the night. You know, it's been long." And she was, "Oh, one last thing." And he's like, "Yeah." She was like, yeah, I need you to sleep with my wives." I said, "I beg your pardon."
No,
my man said, "Wives."
He said, "How many wives?
How many wives? Yo. You know what that man was about to get, Rashad? I'm gonna take you back, Futurama. He was about to get death by snoo. For he was about to get death by snoo. And people that see Futurama know what I'm talking about. He was like, wives. Yeah, she was like, yeah, I need you to get my wives pregnant, which I think is also, once again, it goes back into the patriarchal, where she's like, yeah, okay, I'm a man or whatever, to make up the appearance that, oh yeah, I got my wives pregnant, you see, and stuff like that. So that is Tyler and Tyros.
That's some crazy jokes, man, but I can't say none of them. All right,
I know.
Oh my God,
bro, I got plenty
these
too.
These jokes are so crazy.
But hey man,
try to keep it PG-13.
we got careers, for real.
I
gotta go to work. We have got careers, I don't need to say something.
If y'all really want us to do this for real, man, join the Patreon.
Because if I start, y'all don't want me to get started to say stuff I want to say. And the next thing you know, I got to go to work. And I'm like, Antonio, could you please come to office? We saw
Mr. Jones, could you,
a video surfaced of you. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, me.
In 4K. No, in 720p, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what are we going to go to next?
Let's go to King. Let's go to King's Landing Part 1. King's Landing is a big thing, partners.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we got your boy back in bed, trying to get a little drink.
Hey, yo, he's looking better though. I will say.
Hey, he's not as worse for wear. He does have his eye. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Orwell. The brother.
Yeah. Orwell was like, you know what I'm saying? He said, I'm gonna keep this black job as long as I can. Yeah. Aegon's like, oh man, just give me some rum. He said, man, don't worry, King. I got you. Cause seeing how we can't give you more milk or the coffee, you know what I'm saying? Cause we gotta keep your wits about you. So he gave him a little bit of rum, and he's looking at Orwell, and he's like, hey, look.
You a good man, yo.
Hey man, you my favorite black man.
Yo, as long as I'm king, your black job is secured, sir.
He like you really want to say, man, you really one of the good ones. You know what I'm saying?
No, what he really want to say was, man, you my that's what he want to say. You my no. That's what he was. Shame on him. Yes, shame on him. No, he was you my no. He's like, you ain't like Demetrius, man, but you wanted the good.
They sent his boys to the wall. Yeah. I wonder what they told him that. All right. So anyway, give him a little bit of drink. You know what I'm saying? And Sir Lucius Left Foot comes in the room. He's like, look, get out, Negro. I need to talk to the king.
He did basically say that.
I was like, why y'all treat him like this? Like anyway, so he says, look, we need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And fast. And he's like, look, I'm the king. All I gotta do, put me on my throne. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when he come back, I can just get him killed. And he's like, no. I don't think you understand. Your brother, I'm sorry, Rhaenyra has two more dragons. You know
No,
what I'm
no, no,
saying?
no, no,
I'm
no,
sorry,
no, no.
has three more dragons. My
Uh-huh.
bad. Has three more dragons, and she can easily just come here and burn everything down along with Vagar,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna be stuck in his bed, burnt up. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And he was like, I ain't trying to do all that. I'm the king. He said, look, man, how about we do this? And for all of the creep, he said, look, yo, I got money stashed away in Bravos.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying? Because you
the
already know,
iron. Listen, the most powerful system
I already know where the bank is
and
at. You know what I'm
is
saying?
in
Like
Westeros is
he
the
said, he
Iron
said, he
Bank
said, he
of
said, look,
Bravos,
yo,
yo.
I got my money in an offshore account. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You know what I'm saying? I got some in the Caribbean, got a little bit, you know what I'm saying, Turkey.
Yeah.
But look, what we gonna do? We gonna dip out of here on the low, and then when everything blows over, you can be Aegon, the whatever you want to be. He said
Uh-huh.
like 4 or 5 Aegons. I forgot them. Like
Yeah, he
Aegon,
was like
the what? It don't even
I
matter.
think he said Redeemer was
Yeah,
one of
yeah,
them. I think
yeah,
he said
yeah,
or something
yeah,
like that. Yeah.
yeah. He was trying to hype it up, and Aegon was not really trying to have it. But
Mm-hmm.
Aegon, as he pointed out to him, he said, "Look, yo, your ass still can't walk. So what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?"
Can I
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
we talk about the most horrifying part that Aegon said? My man said,
Oh,
yeah, when he
Tony,
said that, listen,
Tony,
I
Tony.
when he said that,
He said
I clutched to make sure mine was still down
he
there,
said
yo.
I don't even have a cock. He said it
He's a
exploded like a sausage.
sausage. He's he said that. I said,
I said, "Oh my god!" And then,
I went, huh?
and then a couple of beats later, he said, "Dog,
I can't
I
even
can't.
pee.
It just dribbled down my leg when I pee. Like I was like, damn."
He was like, my cock is destroyed, yo. When he said it
He said,
burst like a
he said, you said, man, he said, "That's what I live for." He said, "Man, I ain't got it no more, yo."
I ain't got it.
Like I'm
I
not
ain't,
even a man. You know what I'm saying?
man,
So
yeah.
so his
Yeah,
whole psyche messed up, man. Like,
yeah.
yeah, he lost more than a leg.
Right.
Sad.
Because it's like he can't, yeah, he lost his third leg. It's like
Yeah.
it's like, he's probably thinking like, yo, I can't even, if I wanted to, I can't even make a new heir. So, what are we doing? Basically, that's what he was like.
Yeah.
What are we doing? What am I doing here? And
Also, he was like, "Look," he said, "Man, if your brother come back, because he already mad about Rhaenyra, he basically sharp point. You know what I'm saying? He just burned that whole city up for nothing because he felt like it. You
yeah,
know what I'm
man.
saying? And then he said, "Look, if he comes here, he's gonna kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Like your brother's gonna kill you. Like I need
Like,
you.
dude,
Your brother's
he's tried to kill you 2 times already before.
yeah. He ain't gonna mess up a third time. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So you just by his grace that you still living right now, because he was trying to milk a poppy you to death. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So which goes to show you that the milk of the poppy don't really be working, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
But
It ain't
yeah,
milk of the poppy ain't nothing but fentanyl.
or like heroin, like
Yeah,
morphine.
like a heroin. Yeah, morphine.
Yeah, one of those ends.
Um, the next thing that happened, Lord Jasper Wild, the guy who knew that Sea Smoke had a writer and he was talking to Laris, and Laris was like, "Hey man, keep that to yourself," type thing. He like informs Aemond, all right, so what? So those dragon riders are basically Targaryen bastards. It was like somehow Rhaenyra was able to get word here, and people that may have some Targaryen blood or a drop or something, they took boats and they went to Dragonstone, and that's how they got through or whatnot. And Aemon is like, well, look here, from this point forward, no boat leave or come through. And he was like, we're gonna use the fishing boats to check to make sure. And Wild is like, hey, yo, that's gonna hold up the fishing people because the people of the city still gotta eat. Like that food that Rhaenyra sent basically almost gone already. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And he was like, Amos said, hey, everybody gotta make sacrifices. But this dude has completely lost it. One thing I can say, here's the one thing we can say about Aegon. Aegon was an idiot, but he knew the value of the small folk and he knew the value of the people. And he really did we saw in that first time he met with the people, he really wanted to help them, even though he didn't really understand the
ins and outs of
the
the
ins
whole,
and outs,
yeah,
the whole thing or whatever. But he did, do the thing with the metal people where he told them, hey, we was gonna do this, but it never did happen. So what we see next is Alicent and Heleana are having a moment. Alicent is with her favorite child, Heleana, and Helena's like, hey, yo, why do these people hate us, yo? Heleana, Alicent, she's gonna break into.
She said, hey, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, right. People mad. They need to be mad at somebody. They had to be mad at somebody. So and she like, and Helena's like, yo, we didn't make the blockade.
He said, like, don't hate the player, hate the game.
And then Heleana said something very prophetic to Alicent. She was like, look here, Mom. I was a whole lot happier before I became queen. Before you and Dad made me marry Aegon and y'all put that man on the throne, I was a whole lot happier playing with my bugs and stuff. And that's an Alicent is like, well, how about we she said, well, you want to leave? This and that. And Lena's like, hell, I'm gonna go. Like where are we gonna go?
Where?
At that moment, Aemond kicking in the door, waving the 4-4, yelling, Papa, please don't hit me no more.
Oh my God. That's so accurate, yo.
He comes up in the daggone room, mother, sister. All right, look here, sister. The crown needs you. And she's like, what? And Alicent's like, yo, what you talking about? She like, hey, Rhaenyra got like 6-7 dragons now. We need some more dragons. Let's go. By the way, Aegon said Sunfire is dead. Don't know how true that is, but
I know.
He did say it. He was like, yo, Sunfire. So just a little thing right there. So, but back to Aemond, he like, hey, we gotta go. He said, I need you to climb up on Dreamfire, which that's the dragon we was talking about last week. I couldn't think of the day. Your dragon Dreamfire, and we gonna cause some problems. And she was like, hey, yo, I'm not burning nobody. Like, hold on. I'm not burning. And Alicent was all, yo, what are you doing, yo? And he like, hey, I'm preserving this family future. Let's go. And then he snatches, the way he snatched up, and you saw Heleana was about to go on to another one of her moments and stuff, and Alicent was trying to protect her, like, hey man, like, no, like, Alicent basically said, she was like, are you trying to break your sister mentally all the way, because she's already jacked up, and I'm not saying jacked up because we know. I'm not saying, like, she's already been through enough this season or whatever. And now you know what I'm saying, you trying to make her do something. Thank God Alicent, came back from her Alanis Morissette, run through the woods and purifies herself in the waters of the Blackwater Bay or wherever the hell she was at, and she was there for her daughter to stop, like, Aemond from trying to make her, go out and be a dragon rider or whatever. So that happens, and he's like, man, whatever. And he walks off, and then you see Alicent go up to, once again, our favorite black guy, King's Landing, Grandmaster Orwell, and she's like, hey, I need your help again.
And your discretion.
At your discretion. And he had that look like, white woman, I am so sick of you and your family. I am so sick of y'all. Y'all are getting on my nerves. So
like, can I just be a regular maester again?
Right.
Oh my God.
Do I have to be the Grand Maester? All right. Where you want to go from? Let's go Dragonstone and Driftmark at the same time.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're gonna go Jace.
Yo.
So
Jace is back at the castle. You know what I'm saying? And he walks into like the war room, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's off and it's huge. It's Hugh Hammer. You know what I'm saying? And Ulf is Ulf is such an ass. He is so
a goof. Oof,
he is so uncouth. You know what I'm saying? Like when he walks in there, his feet on the table, he chilling.
Here's the thing: it's not just a table.
It's the
table. That's the table that the Conqueror had made.
Yeah. So there's this very clear like fight about, how can I say this? Not really classism, but just like ignorance versus awareness. Like this man is so blissfully ignorant to everything.
You know what it is? I want to say something, but I don't know if I should. It's like that joke that Chris Rock said back in the day. I love me some black people, but I hate.
Yeah.
I sure hate.
Yeah, that's very accurate. So yeah. All right, so he's definitely yo, that makes so much sense, man. I can't even say anything. I don't want to frame it around what you just said. All right, okay, let me get refocused. His feet up and just this being stupid, yo, mad stupid. And Jace walking in like, fam, what are you doing, yo? And he's all, and then he trying to son him too, because Jace young, Jace like 16, 17. And like Ulfa's like, Ulfa's used to being the life of the party. And him being the life of the party worked when he was going to cheers, you know what I'm saying? And he was just chilling with the small folk. But yeah, but now when he, you know what I'm saying, he actually got that deluxe apartment in the sky. Mm-hmm. He's still acting like he back at cheers. So
the thing that got me was Jace was like, hey man, get your feet off the table. That man said, who gonna make me? And you saw Hugh Hammer go,
that's the prince.
My God. That's the prince. Then Ulf says the most ignorant thing you could possibly say. I didn't think he'd be here. He says, yo, the man, and Hugh said, he lives here. What are you talking about? He was like, he lives here. Yo, I know Hugh Hammer's like, I can't believe I got to work with this idiot.
Yes.
I know he's like, I thought I left this idiot in King's Landing. I thought he got burnt. But this, Ulf is the perfect example of someone who comes up in the world who has no business coming up, who had no business whatsoever coming up in the world. He lucked up on his come up.
Who Ulf is?
Who's that?
Donald Trump.
Yeah. So
no business being where he is.
No business. So then, he does, in my opinion, one of the most unforgivable thing that you can do in the Black community. He basically, all intents and purposes, even though we know Jace isn't Black, he says, "Oh, look at your hair," and he tried to reach it. That to me was the equivalent of, "Oh my, can I touch your hair?" You saw how Jace snatched that man, like, whoa, Jack, like that was the equivalent of a white person not knowing the offensiveness behind it.
I can tell you what it is. It's Bill Murray and Solange at backstage at SNL. Hence her making the whole song, "Don't Touch My Hair." Yeah. So Jace is pissed. He hot. And Ulf is like, he ain't stopping. He said, "Oh man, I didn't even know they make him that dark." You know what I'm saying? Like
he was pushing every last one.
He was really trying to, he was trying to set that boy off, yo.
He was pushing every last one of Jace's buttons and
insecurities, because you already know he feels some type of way by not having no blonde hair and not looking like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And he was like, "Hey, we showed them you don't need no blonde hair to ride a dragon, baby." And that kind of goes back to Jason, his comment with
last episode
with his mom. He was like, "Hey, hey, Like, the Valerians, saying Valerians are supposed to Targaryens with blonde hair. We're supposed to be the dragon riders and stuff like that. Even folk in the book, like in the book, Rhaenys, she's part Baratheon. She had black hair, but it had the blonde streaks. He didn't have none of that. You know what I'm saying? So he pushed every last one of that boy insecure. Gaslit everything on that boy, and he was like, he was not having it, dude. He was so pissed off about that. And you see Hugh was like respectful of the fact that he, he is now a dragon lord, and he understands it. And she was just explaining like, hey dude, you better get your ish together because you claim the dragon, but war is coming. Next, let's go across the bay to Driftmark, and Rhaenyra is having her moment with our boy Coley Cole, old Lord Corlys, and Corlys is raising concerns about like the new dragon riders for not knowing the values, Rhaenyra is raising concerns like, yeah, I wanted this, but I don't think they really understand the levity of being a dragon rider. Let's taking it back to what we heard from Spider-Man with, great power comes great responsibility. And she's like, I don't know what the moral compass is of these people, or, they understand. And Corlys basically is like, well, I don't know about the rest of them, but that Adam, he come from good stock there. He has integrity. And you know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah. He said, so she said, like, yo, how do you know him and stuff? He's like, oh, that's a ship. He was a shipwright. He's been around the boats. I've seen him running around the docks and stuff. He never says once again, that's my boy, or whatever. And so then Rhaenyra talks to Corlys, and she says, oh, by the way, I see the ship is coming along. I see the sea snake is coming along good. It's about to be ready. He's like, yeah. He said, should be ready to go in about a day or two. And then he says, the sea snake, I named the ship the sea snake off my own greatness. He says, but has a new name. And she was like, what? And she was like, what is it? And he said, he named it after his wife, Rhaenys, the queen that never was, is the name of the ship. And she's like, yo, and he's just like, I just want her to be with me and this and that. And then in the process, Rhaenyra hopes that, hey, I was hoping that having these dragon riders was going to deter the thought of war. The Greens see that, hey, we got all these dragons. Maybe we shouldn't go to war with these people. But Corlys had to let her know, like, hey, the Greens still got dragons themselves, yo.
Bro,
and Rhaenyra was so slow. This is what pissed me off when she was so slow. She was like, well, Sunfire, And then she was like, Vhagar is just one dragon. We can jump Vhagar. And then he was like, yeah, I ain't talking about that. She was, oh, Tessarion? Man, Tessarion is about the same size as Arrax. Betamax, which is Jason's dragon. Whatever.
He's like stupid. They still got Dreamfire.
Dreamfire. They got Dreamfire. And then she's like, Dreamfire? Man, Heleana has never had the taste for dragon riding like that. I mean, I know she claimed it, but he looking at her like, Aemond was arrogant too until you popped up. You know what I'm saying? Boom, guess who stepped in the room and popped up with all these dragons? So what? And she's like, oh, yeah, I got you. And then he also made reference of, yeah, I know. He said we got 6 dragons. There's another one. We ain't really sure about the intentions of that dragon is. And that transition to our boy Daemon at Harrenhal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Daemon's at Harrenhal.
Yeah.
You see all the rivermen are at work. They are loyal to him. One of the river guys says, hey, yo, we don't have no sheep, but we got a lot of pigs. The dragon eat pigs? And he's like, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, they eat pigs, That swine is divine to them. You know what I'm saying? We got no.
As a matter of fact, he prefers the delicacy of a pig.
Right? He did. He said that. He said he prefers a pig. And then who do we see? Oh, hating ass Sir Alfred Broom. If y'all forgot who Alfred Broom was, that is the gentleman that was basically being sassy and back talking to Rhaenyra the entire time in the first half of the season until she finally said, "I'm gonna give you a mission to leave me the hell alone. Go find out what Daemon is doing or whatever." And they're having, and he comes and says, "Hey, look, I got instructions to find out what you're doing. I see you done got an impressive army here. What's going on?" And Daemon, and he says, "I want to talk to you in private." And you see Sir Simon, the Castellan, he's like that's been Daemon's right hand man the whole time. He's falling behind, but he's like, "I want to talk to you in private." So they go into the Godswood, and this man starts talking traitorous stuff. But did you notice something, Rashad? Did you notice when he sat there and he was like, "Did you hear that?" It was the whisper of someone saying traitor.
Oh, I didn't even know. Yo,
go back and watch again. You will hear traitor. You will hear, it's like a whip. And he was like, you hear that or whatever. And then Daemon was like, "Hey man, Harrenhal got a way of messing with your hand." You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Somebody basically whispered traitor. He heard, and Sir Broom heard that.
He said, "Hey, you hear that?" He said, "Man, this place will have you going crazy if you let it."
Hey, I've been here a few months, and he pulled the Winston Zedwar from Ghostbusters on him. "I seen stuff to make you turn white." Whatever. This man goes straight. And so Broom starts talking crazy, like, "Yo, I understand I'm loyal to, her because of her father and everything, but
He said, "Look, man," he said, "Hey, you got a penis though, so
right.
You should really be the king." You know what I'm saying?
You should be the king. And then Daemon is like looking at him like, okay, whatever. Whatever, dude, type thing. Like Daemon's like, "Hey man, do you understand the sleepless nights I have had in this daggone place where I don't know what's really going on?" And Alfred is basically confining him in this. In the meantime, Simon Strong is like kind of overhearing all this, and he like, "You know what? No, we ain't gonna keep doing this." He sends a raven to Rhaenyra to inform her that, hey, your husband ain't really on the up and up, and might not be on the up and up in what's going on here. Let's go back. Let's go to this one little section. Quick thing. We somewhere in the middle of the Crown Lands, in between King's Landing and Harrenhal. Criston Cole is nose deep in that titty rag that Alicent gave him.
Tell me. He was like, he said,
"Oh my God. Mind you, that is this. When she gave him that rag, she pulled it out of her boob, her little boob thing. It had her initials on it. And her brother finally realized what's going on. My man walked up on her.
He said, "I miss you. I'm talking to you, baby."
Oh my God. "I miss having brunch with you." Wink, wink. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But Sir Gawain, her brother, is like, "My guy.
Hold up, yo.
Hold up, dude." He was like, "You've been sleeping with my sister, you Dornish bum. You low-born Dornish bum, and you broke your Kingsguard vow." And we see that Criston Cole is like 100% emo.
He was like, "Look, man, he need flinch." So easy, because on the real, like, he already know that his end is gonna be death, because he still got PTSD from a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. So he's straight talking to him out of this like existential dread, almost this like nihilistic approach. I said a couple of weeks ago, like he's very like, "Man, nothing even matters." You know what I'm saying? "Mama, I just killed a man." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
nothing even matters. Yes, anyone can see.
Exactly. So he's talking to him. He's like, "Look, I'm not really sure who's good or not. Said, look, man, I really tried to not be in the affairs of females, but that vagina, it be calling me.
Oh, it be
It be
calling
calling me.
it ain't nothing like some queenly vagina.
He said, look, yo, I've been getting vagina been getting me in trouble all the time, yo. I just can't help it.
But then you know what he said when he told Gwaine was like, I'll send you to the wall for this. He said, and basically make your sister out to be a hoe and have her and the rest of the Hightower family look crazy as hell.
Yeah, so like, yeah, basically you gotta set y'all back a whole generation.
Right. He said
like, if you really want that.
Yeah, he sat back and looked and said, good point. And then he was just like, yeah, he was like, good point. He was just like, dude, like, hey man, you saw what we saw. He said, man, when dragons are involved, he said, we are the dust between their feet. It is not, and he is welcoming death because he's almost kind of like, please kill me right now so I don't have to die a horrific death of getting burnt to death. Like he basically was like, hey, he was like, not welcome it, but he was like, it would be so good to just not be bothered with none of this no more.
The sweet release. Because what I am not gonna do with you is play games with you, bro. Like, I don't care what you say. Like, first we was kind of being adversarial to each other, kind of doing this out of spite. He said, look, man, after I really tried to tell my boy to get up, and he just fell into pieces because he was burnt to death beside of his armor. Like, nah, my perspective on this world is totally different now because the dragons rule. We don't.
Yeah.
We're just cannon fodder, so to speak.
And that speech, and that, not even that speech, but that little realization of life for them right there at that moment, Gwaine basically was like, he falters, and he's just like,
he said, man, sure, you ain't never lied. He said, put his sword to the side and sat right beside him.
He slumped right beside him, was like, man, well, at least we die together, bro.
Like, shoot, man, I wish he had some drinks.
Right. So let's go back to Dragonstone again.
Yes, we at the table. At the table, having a little afternoon meal. Let's just say it's brunch. Seems kind of early. And Ulf is at the head of the damn table. Ulf's at the head of the table, and he's really showing his ass.
It's in his entire, as our black parents would say, man, you are showing your entire ass right now.
I'm like, yo, he's over here he's just talking all reckless. And Rhaenyra's like, look, yo, because after the conversation that she had with Corlys, it's like, look, let me sit everybody down and kind of explain how I feel about this whole thing. Look, you've been bestowed a heavy responsibility. You know what I'm saying? The dragons are very important to me. He said, if you do right by me, I'm gonna make you more knights of the realm. And I was like, yeah, that boys, we about to be knights. and
bum, 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 bum. The Knights by Knights cameo. Nice.
Wow, nice. That's good. That's really good. So Adam is like, well, this bastard shut up. Yeah. And he was like, yes, man, we really appreciate it. Your queen. Yeah. And he's like, because he understands
the levity of
the protocol. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because even before we got to that scene, you see Jace like in the hall, the record hall there, like sulking, and his boo thing Bella comes and says, hey, a prince shouldn't be sulking, and he's like, I'm not sulking, I'm just researching this stuff. And she's like, look here, man, it's time for dinner, supper, dinner, brunch, whatever. Your mom is waiting. And then he goes on to her, whines to her about the same thing about, being legitimate. And she's like, hey, it's okay, dude. Like, do you know how many lords out here are like really illegitimate children and no one gives a damn? Like, she was like, but they're peasants. They don't make us peasants because they peasants and quote unquote peasants and stuff, man. She was like, man, you better lift your chin up, son, and let's go or whatever.
He said, look, stop being a little hoe and go help your mama now.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Again, black women saving the day. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all folks forgot about that. So they at the table and he's beckoning the help
Wine, more wine.
More little birds, please. Like, yo, your man,
little
do you know what he reminded me of? Your man was really out here acting like was acting like your boy from the boys. What's his name?
Butcher, Billy Butcher.
Yeah, acting like that was Billy Butcher.
That
was Billy. That was medieval Billy Butcher right there.
Oi, give me some of these little birds.
Oi, Huey. Hold it, don't kill me. Don't poke my wife and stole my son.
Oi, give me some more wine these little birds here. Oi.
And they was looking at him like, man, like this bastard does not get it.
No.
And she was like, look, and I like her. I like what she said. A knight would comport themselves basically with proper manner for their queen. And your man says, guess you got to make me a knight, big dog.
And when she said, did you see all their faces was like, and then this idiot, once again, he goes into his bag because he was like, oh, y'all lighten up around here. It's just
y'all ain't like I'm firing these jokes off. Y'all ain't loving these jokes.
Like, hey, dude, you ain't at Cheers right now.
You are not back at.
It is one black person here, but it ain't your boy who got excited for free damn beers.
Nah. This is I am not your Negro. You know what I'm saying?
I am not your Negro. We are not a monolith, sir. For real.
Nah, they're looking at him like, dog. Yeah, we can't trust you.
And then that's when Rhaenyra explains to them because she had talked to Mysaria earlier as well about, even Corlys was like, hey, we got to strike while the striking is good. And she's like, so what we going to do is, hey, y'all, the next 2 days, get to know y'all dragons some more, get your Valyrian up, your commands. We going to go strike the strongholds of the Greens. We going to hit up Lannisport. We going to hit up high, where the high towers are, Old Town, and we going to hit, and then and you see they all like, yo, we going to, and so Baela, once again, another sister, she says, wait a minute, we don't take out innocent people. I know Daemon did that nonsense because, Daemon, when he feels slighted, he lashes out, but yo, those are innocent people,
She just said, look, here's your granddaddy's idea. Calm down.
Right. Just like, hey, the sea snake says this. Hey.
from advice from the hand. Your grandfather.
Yeah.
Grandsire. My bad.
Your grandpappy basically said this is what we need to do. And then of course, you got Adam who asks the most important question. What about Vhagar? Like, yo, he's like, yo, the biggest nuclear warhead is still out there. What about Vhagar? And she really didn't even give an answer. She just said, well, he can't be everywhere. One of y'all gonna die or something, but can't be everywhere at once, So we can, do what we gotta do. And then here you go off. Not worried about Vhagar. He said, Silverwing. She's a fighter, you know what I'm saying? We'll go out there and handle that. And then Adam says, because he said, me and Silverwing, we ain't scared of nothing. And then he says, Adam is like, war will let you know who a coward and the coward isn't, or whatever, dude. Shut the hell up for real. So, so she's letting them know, like, hey, she basically letting them know we getting down to the nitty gritty. It's about to go down. Get y'all ish together. But you, especially Ulf, if you want to be referred to as a knight and you want to get the respect, you've got to tone down a little bit because you acting like a straight or whatever. So that was the end of Dragonstone at that point.
Yeah, hold on before you even lead there.
I'm sorry.
One of them dudes come in the room and say, hey, I got a message from
that's what I was great
from the castle. So let's go to Harrenhal real quick.
Yeah. So the Maester of Dragonstone comes to Rhaenyra and says, Queen, I got a message from Harrenhal. She got excited for a minute. Daemon, he was like, no, it's the Castellan, it's Lord Simon Strong. And she was like, what? And he's like, hey, yo, he's saying that, Daemon, might be getting this army together for him.
Might be a little treasonous.
Right, going on and stuff. And she's like, I will not. She says, I will not have it. She turns and look, And she says, "Who's the only one I really know?" And I said, "Adam,
Adam, you and me.
you and me.
So before we get to Harrenhal, we forgot to mention that in the background, by the Godswood, the I'm saying it right now, the MVP of the episode, Sir Simon Strong was in the background listening to the conversation that Daemon and the traitor had. You said I don't even remember that. We were talking a lot. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, he sent the bird. He had to send them birds over the over the Driftmark. I mean, Dragonstone. You know what I'm saying? All right.
So before we even go back to let's hit Driftmark real quick. Back to Driftmark.
Oh, Tony.
This scene for me really meant a lot or whatever, because I understand where it was coming from. Really did. So Corlys is looking, saying Allyn is basically going up to court. Allyn goes to Corlys and let him know, hey, everything is ready. I know that you renamed the ship the Queen Who Never Was. We ready to set sail. Corlys is like, yes, basically like, yeah, man, great job, this and that. But I need you to do me a favor. You're the next in command. You're the first mate. You need to be not as, you need to be loosened up. Get to know your men a little bit.
Don't be rigid.
Don't be so rigid and stuff. And he's like, what? And he's like, yeah, man, just lighten up, hang with me some, this and that, blah, 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 or whatever. And Alan's like, yeah, all right, cool. And then Corlys says the thing that sets him off. I'm trying to help you. Allyn stops. He turns and looks at her and said, what you say? And he was like, I'm trying to help you. And he was like, let me explain something to you. I am doing all this because you are my lord, and basically this is an order to do this. He was like, now that all of your all of your heirs are dead, starting with your son, before your son, your daughter, and now this situation, now you want to act like you my daddy or whatever. You want to go play catch now or whatever. He says, do you know what it's like to starve and be cold? I saw you and your kids walking in the fish market, getting the biggest fish, wearing your furs, while me and my brother, we were freezing.
Eating the most choice sweetmeats after dinner. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all eat y'all choice sweetmeats. We just sitting here on some fish, some croaker, some spot, low, saying, and now you want to do this and you want to do. He was like, you never acknowledged me. I saw you many times walking through, and you ain't even act like I knew I existed or whatever. And he's like, so if you don't mind me, my lord, I'm going to do well without you. Basically, like, I don't need your help in the situation. And the thing is, he read Corlys for filth.
Yeah, the crazy thing was, like, he said, look, I'm going to do this thing now, but after this is over, I'm going to do this how I've been doing this the whole time. Alone,
right. And you saw his face, like Corlys' face was like, damn,
I done messed up.
I ain't gonna win no Father of the Year awards here for this nonsense.
I was riding high.
All right. So back at Harrenhal, Rhaenyra says she's gonna head over, but before we see that she heads over, Daemon is in the bed getting some sleep. It looks like some peaceful sleep.
Yo.
And all of a sudden, he still has his eyes closed, and he's like, yo, do you ever go to sleep? Because our girl Alice Rivers is just sitting on the edge of his bed.
Somebody sleeping in my baby.
And if you trust to me. Why, oh, why, oh, why?
She said,
why?
She said, look, I'm going to the Godswood. And I'm like, Damon, are you really going outside with this lady? Yo, like, what are you doing? Like, are you really that horny, Damon?
Yeah.
No, Damon goes outside and she's like, look, oh yeah, random horn person in the background. It could be one of the
one of the first men.
Could be one. It could be a a green man. Like either way, like
Yeah.
we see a figure running around in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And then they have this conversation. He's like, look, um,
She said
basically
you
she
was a
said
closed fist when you
like
first
your
came.
your arc for this season has come to a full circle.
Mm-hmm.
Now do you want to see what your future beholds? And
Mm-hmm.
he's like, shit, might as well. So
Because it's true. Because it's true. Because when he came in, he won't believe it in nothing. You know, saying
nah,
when it came to mysticism and stuff like that, he
nah,
was,
he
and
was
like
not a
she said, you
believer.
was a closed fist when you came in, and I guess after having all them visions of him going through Castlevania, aka Super Ghouls and Ghost Castle, whatever you want to call it, he finds like, hey, yo, I'm a believer of what's going on. You know, I apologize to the demons of my past. You know what I'm saying? I apologize to my brother and all this stuff like that. She was like, you are now ready. And she says, the weirwood trees are the old gods and they speak to us. Go ahead. And we get a beautiful
Tony.
a beautiful trip scene. So he goes up to the weirwood and is bleeding. And the next thing you know, he has like a green seer vision, kind of like Bran did in the OG
Mm-hmm.
series. And we get so many callbacks to stuff. First thing we see the three-eyed raven, aka Brendan Rivers. And you saw that he had that birthmark on his face and it turned into a raven because he was known as the Blood Raven. That is a
Yeah.
that is a character that comes, like, if I'm not mistaken, about 50 or so years after this part of Game of Thrones. He is a bastard. He is like a bastard Targaryen kid guy that had a lot of power. He believed in a lot of mysticism and did a lot of crazy wild stuff. He was a hand of the king, and that was part of the Blackfire Rebellion. He helped in that, but he did some foul stuff where they sent him to the wall and he became the Lord Commander. And that's when he went beyond the wall and he actually became the three-eyed raven that we saw in the
In
OGs,
the
in the
series,
OGs,
yeah.
Brendan Rivers. So you see that. Then you see like a battle scene, what possibly I think was showing a Daemon's end when he was, you know, saying how he was gonna die or something like that. Like he fell in some water, and you see all these bloody, you know, fight scenes and everything going on. Then you see the comet that was at the beginning of season 2 of Game of Thrones, the OG series that went across the sky. And who do we see? We see our queen, Daenerys, after the fire pyre from when she burnt Khal Drogo and the eggs hatch, and you see basically her from behind, and he's getting an idea what this is. And then he finally ends with Rhaenyra on the Iron Throne, and he comes out of it, and
And
she
don't
basically,
forget that
oh,
we
my
also
fault, yeah, yeah,
saw the Night King and the White Walkers too.
yeah. He saw the Night King and the White Walkers, and then also he's still having a vision, and it feels like he's out of that vision. And Allison is talking to him. Allison is talking to him, but it's not Allison.
It's Heleana.
It's Heleana. And Helena's talking was like, hey, you have your part to play in this war. You see what it is, basically. And, you know, you're just a small piece of the puzzle, period. From that scene, it cuts to Heleana talking off into the distance from King's Landing. It's like her and Daemon had a shared vision, and I was like, wait a minute, what is going on here? Because he has never had any type of communication with Heleana at all. And from that point, so that's the end of Daemon at the, you know, having his
Yeah,
trip.
and then transition into her talking to Aemond. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he's all like, "Hey, man, like, he said, let me try the diplomatic approach. I need your help. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You know, for the fam." And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "If I say no, what are you gonna do? You gonna burn me like you did Aegon?" And he
Yeah.
was like, I, I beg
I
your
beg your
pardon."
pardon. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
said, "Look, man, I can have you, I can kill you." And she was like, "I mean, if you kill me, It ain't
That's not
gonna
true.
matter.
That ain't gonna change nothing. She said, look here, Aegon will be king again. And you're gonna be dead. You're gonna die because of this right here. And Aemond, I think at that point, Aemond realized I need to keep her around because but I don't even think he really. It's like I think he felt that way, but he might not even felt that way at all. Like because he's letting his hubris and his I'm Aemond Targaryen.
Nah, not even that. It's his fear. Because right now he's being straight led by fear because he thought that he was like, yo, it's big me out here. It's me and Big Vagar. We gonna lay waste to stuff. And now he's looking like, oh man, like I can really get got. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he's out here like? He out here like Suge Knight. And then after Suge Knight got knocked out by that barber out in Cali, Suge Knight's superpowers were gone.
Damn, that's a good example.
His superpowers were gone. Suge Knight was the biggest boogeyman. We grew up in that era. Was like the biggest boogie. Everybody was like, God dang, Suge Knight, this and that boogeyman. Suge Knight got to that street fight with that barber. That barber knocked him out. And I think they fought twice. He got knocked out again. The mystique that was Suge Knight was completely lost. Almost kind of the same, almost kind of the same thing with Mike Tyson after his last, when we finally realized that he was done when Lennox Lewis beat, really beat him up or whatever. So, like the next morning, Rhaenyra on Cyrax and Adam on Sea Smoke arrive at Harrenhal. And the funny thought was, you see Carax is sitting there like, I've been chilling like this all season, ready to do. Oh, it's about to get busy. Carax has got a little excited to see some other dragons, but Rhaenyra lands, and Simon Strong comes out and is like, "Hey, I'm sorry that we had to meet like this." And just, like
he's like, man, I didn't know you was coming. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know you was coming yourself. And she's like, "Yo, this needed my attention." And she's like, "What's going on?" He was like, "Look, he gathered this, but he been your husband in there might be wilding." So she walks into the main hall and she sees like the Riverlands army. It is a bunch of them just getting ready and everything. And to have her back, what Cyrax do? He climbs to the top of the castle,
over the top,
looking down like, I dare one of y'all. I dare one of y'all to do anything. And she's looking, and like it's like they see her and they like, oh yeah, that's her, but they're not really paying her no mind. Then all of a sudden, you see the Red Sea part from the back. And who is it? Daemon coming through. And she's like, and she lays the gauntlet down. And she's like, oh, I see you've been busy type thing. He's like, yeah.
Major little army.
Major little army. He's like, what is your purpose with this? Says it loud and plain, regular tone. And then that's when they start speaking High Valyrian to each other. And he's like, hey, chill. Like, I get it. I understand. You know what I'm saying? What is the great enemy that comes for the North? I understand what, saying that we need to be together. Somebody needs to do the thing. I've seen some stuff and all this. And she's like, you talking like my dad, your brother. Like, what do you? And he's like, I understand. And, then she was like, she asked him the question again, and she asked him what the second, do you accept me as your queen? And High Valyrian, she's saying this to him. And then he turns around and and then he takes a knee, and he basically bends the knee to her and was like, my brother chose you to be the queen, the ruler, and I know it needs to be you. And you have my, so basically, it was almost like a remarriage. You have me until death do us part.
It's a Valrenol.
It was. It kind of was a Valrenol. He was like, you got me until death do us part. He took a knee, and then you saw all the other River Lords take a knee, but you saw the one hater dude that she sent. Alfred Broom kind of was like, this one, I thought he was going or whatnot. And then he goes and gives this impassioned, remember the Titans type speech to him about, hey, for every one of us that falls, it's 100 of them that's gonna fall. We here to serve the true queen. And they was ready. And Rhaenyra's like, yeah, I got my ground army. I got a crap load of dragons. It's about to be on like popcorn. So she is so ready for
Yeah,
everything to go
we
down.
got Daemon. Also, like the way I read that too with Daemon in regards to him having that whole vision was Daemon really understands that he really doesn't want the responsibility of that.
Right.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
like, you know what it is? He likes the thought, and he likes the thought to be king, and he likes the power to be king, but he don't want the necessary responsibility.
Nah. He was like, man, like, oh, now I see the totality of why she was like, oh, he never told you. You know what I'm saying? Back in the last season. And now he's like, oh, I see why he didn't tell me, because I wouldn't have been able to handle that, and I would have laughed at it.
Also, too, I love how he was like, I'll never leave your side again. And she was like, basically like, yeah, if you ever leave my side again, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. And he was like, you ain't gotta worry about that.
He said, don't worry, we'll find somebody else to do the flail dragon.
Yeah, it's all right. So we go back to Dragonstone, and we talked about this a little bit. You know, Rhaenyra's talking to Mysaria about, hey, you know, I think the only path to victory here is going to lead to a lot of countless deaths. I really don't want this to happen. But Mysaria comforts her and saying, hey, you know, you must not let, you know, stuff like that, you know, deter you from, you know what I'm saying, becoming the ruler of the realm. And
so, yo, you got to do what you got to do. He said, look, we got to have somebody on the throne that's not wanting power, but that's going to want to be there for the people. Like we've been saying the whole season. Mysaria, it's always been by the people. So that's why she's team Rhaenyra's vagina. So, yeah.
And so that night, Rhaenyra's like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. She's in the bed now, sleeping. And
had that thick nightgown on.
Thick nightgown on, had the thick nightgown, the house coat on and everything. And she chilling. And then her Kingsguard, boom, boom, boom. Your Grace, you know, you need it right now. And she's like, oh, all right.
For what and for who? You know what I'm saying?
Walk down the steps. I know that ain't who I think it is. Alicent is inside Dragonstone. And she's like, hey, yo, what this? She's like, hey, relax. My Kingsguard came and laid his sword down at the gate.
This is a peaceful vendetta. He said, look, I ain't gonna put the thing on you like you did me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I ain't gonna pull the blink. I ain't gonna, you know, you ain't gonna poke me with the toothbrush or whatever. I just came to talk. And she basically tells Rhaenyra, look here, girl. Look here, girl. Look, I think I
effed up. Like, I'm sorry.
I think I effed up really bad, you know, like, oh man, like, yo, I really effed up on this, you know. So yeah, you know, Aemond is out here out of control. I don't want no more beef with us, man. Like, we loved each other at one point. We was like sisters. And basically, I don't want to be a bunch of countless deaths or whatever. She said, so look, I got a proposition for you. Aemond is going to eventually fly out on Vhagar and meet up with Christian Cole to go to Harrenhal. You and your armies come to the gates of King's Landing. And she's like, Heleana is going to be still in the capital because she's the queen and she has the authority of the throne. She's going to put the order in. I'm going to have her order to open the gates. You come in, you take King's Landing, and you send the throne. And she's like, girl, what? Like, huh?
Hey, your plan is trash.
And she's like, yeah, you know, like, it's going to be a thing. And she's like, because Rhaenyra's like, I'm going to still have to deal. You really think your son Aemond is going to fall for this or whatever? And then she was like, all right, bet. We're going to do this. But there's one more thing I need to do. Aegon. And she's like, yeah, he a broken boy, man. He a broken man, yo. He can't do this or that. Hey, he could be no problem. She's like, nah. As long as he's still alive, he has a claim to the throne. I'm going to have to behead. I'm going to have to kill him.
Yeah, I'm going to need Aegon's head.
In front of everybody. And she was like, oh. And then you saw Alicent call back to how she was when she was a younger girl in the first season. She started biting on her.
Picking at
picking at her cuticles because we know that is her telltale sign of, oh my God, she can't make a decision, or she's nervous, or she don't know what to do with herself. And then she was like, I will do what you want, but you told me come in 3 days time. I will do, but and she basically told Rhaenyra what Aemond's whole plan was and everything. She was like, you want me to do that, fine, but you got to give me Aegon too. And she was just like, and she tried to but Aegon, and then Rhaenyra was like, there you go again, protecting that boy for this and that. But the thing is, it's like, I know how you feel, Rhaenyra, but it won't Aegon that put himself on the throne. It was his mammy in front of you that put him on the throne. But I understand what you know what I'm saying, like because even she told, when back in the first season when Aegon was still a teenager, when she told Aegon, you are the problem. If Rhaenyra comes to become sits the throne, she will put the sword to you, your brothers, your sisters, and everybody else. And I think the only person Rhaenyra will let live out that family is Heleana.
Yeah, and because like both of them, even this whole episode, both of them want their proverbial cake and to eat it too. Because Rhaenyra says, look, we got all these dragons now. This is like the ultimate deterrent. And Corlys is like, shut up, stupid. You gotta flame them bastards now. And then on the opposite end, you got Alicent she's trying to come to a parlay. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to offer.
And I know she feels stupid because guess what? First season, it was a perfect parlay that they had when they was like, hey, we'll marry Jace to Heleana, won't have no problems. Boom. No, I'll be dead in the grave before that happens.
And it was like, oh nah, your idea sucks. We don't want your bastard sons. So now we end up here where you have a broken son that's still king, and you have Aemond, who is on one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got the loose cannon as the prince consort running stuff. So she didn't have anything to really offer in this parlay. And then I love the scene is so good though, because there's this tension that builds up, and because it makes she says, I'm trying to come back to ask a person that you see my friend basically for a favor. And those emotions of friendship are still there because Alicent is clearly crying. But then you see Rhaenyra having to not show an emotion and basically swallow that cry that's about to come up. Because you know how it is when you about to cry, but you ain't trying to cry. And you be like, you know what I'm saying? Rhaenyra basically did that. And you can see her do that, right? And you can see Alicent react to that like, oh man, like it's really a wrap. And she was like, hey, well, I can't do this. Go on and carry your ass back on over to back on home.
And the thing is, Rhaenyra didn't hit Alicent with what Alicent hit Rhaenyra with. It's already done. You know what I'm saying?
The funny thing at the beginning, she was like, even you said it's too late. So why'd you come in here now? Blood was already been shed. Blood has been shed. Like, why are you here?
And then Rhaenyra told her, she said, a son for a son. I'm like, Rhaenyra, they already killed the daggone grandbaby. I thought it was over. You still want Aegon? All right.
I was what other son?
What other son?
I was like, holy about Aegon? Yeah. She said, no, I want the son that I was supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? And son one Aemond, you know what I'm saying? The son I need to get right now is Aegon. And she was like, I can't believe this woman. So
she finally relents and says, okay, fine. He gotta go. Yes. And Alicent then she's like, all right, cool. And then we come to the final scenes of this season.
Yeah, right? This is basically, everybody convergence at one point.
So just to do what everyone is doing. On Dragonstone, you see the dragon seeds, Hugh Hammer.
Everybody getting suited and booted.
They getting suited and booted. They got their little dragon pendant or whatever. They getting ready. In the Reach, we see the Hightower hosts. You're saying the Hightower host marching north. And we see, we don't see him, but we see that he's flying Tessarion, the dragon.
Yeah.
Darren, which is Alicent's fourth son. We see Tessarion, and I knew it was Tessarion because Tessarion is it's like a cobalt blue dragon.
It's a pretty dragon.
It was. And it flew. You saw it flying with the high tower host.
Like green wings.
It's very, cobalt blue with like
like very like you know what I'm saying, like I like how to differentiate the drags by colors. Good job.
Yeah. Then you see at the Green Fork, them hard ass graybeards from the north.
Tony, did you see the dude? You see the old dude that was walking on funny in the front?
Yeah, they were some hard dude. They were some hard looking. Them old men have been to some and like Cregan has said, I'm gonna send you the graybeards. They've been through wars, and most of them they got kids and stuff right there to take over. They ready to. It's about they know that they're gonna go to this, and most of them not gonna come back alive or whatever. But they some hard looking dudes. They crossing the twins, and they heading you know what I'm saying, to raise hell. Then you have in the Westerlands, Jason Lannister, along with Lord Humphrey, leading his host. Jason leading his host with his lions. I don't know what those lions are gonna do against dragons, but whatever. Let's just say Jason Lannister and his traveling circus. We'll call it. We'll call it that.
Universal circus,
right? At Harrenhal, Daemon, you know, he got the Rivermen looking, and they getting ready and everything, and he looks refreshed and he looks ready to go. We see in the Narrow Sea, Tyler Lannister leading his you know, saying his the little bit of armada that he has from his ships, along with the Triarchy fleet. You know what I'm saying? They go into the Stepstones. At Driftmark, you see Corlys and Allyn. They're, you know, getting ready to get on the ship, the Queen that never was, and they about to join the blockade. In the Vale, once again, we saw Rhaena. She finally, after days of searching, found, you know, Sheep Stealer.
Found that dragon.
And found that dragon. This is the one that got me, though. Don't know where we were at, but we saw our boy old Otto. He's locked up.
Tony.
It makes sense now why she said, I've sent like 8 letters to my father, and he hasn't replied back. He always replies back to me.
That's the end of the episode, right?
Hold on.
Who else is it?
Also, Alicent and Aegon at the same time. Different parts of King's Landing are leaving. You see Aegon in the little
Aegon is in the chicken coop.
In the chicken coop with
Lucius.
Yeah, and you see Alicent, you know,
looking off hoodied up, looking off into the distance, like she's about to be out soon.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the season finale for season 2. I don't know.
Who the heck got Otto?
I'm going to say this. My theory. This person's name came up in this season, but we never saw him. Maybe Otto tried to talk to the Greyjoy fleet and the Red Kraken. Remember they said that? As him as a bargaining chip. But I don't know.
That would be dope, though. Because like, the thing I love about this is like, everybody that we saw in the OG series, these bastards act the same. Like that, there's a lot of nature and nurture going on here down the familiar lines. Like, so if they was like, go to the Greyjoys. When they said the Greyjoys, I instantly thought of your boy that was just
Euron.
I instantly thought about Euron, and Euron was not to be trusted
at all.
You know what I'm saying? At all, ever.
And then we know that somebody had said, hey, you know, saying maybe we should get the Red Kraken. I forgot his real name's Greyjoy. They call him the Red Kraken because the dude is always willing to kill somebody, and this Kraken is red. And they said, hey, we can marry Alice. She said, absolutely not.
Plus, that Red Kraken is like 15, 16 years old, right?
I know, and he's a nut. And he's a nut job, apparently.
Him and Aemond get along, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So we got to wait to find out. We got to wait.
I like that theory though. That'd be real dope to introduce something like that. But
So
yeah,
that
man.
that was the end of this. And like I said, I had my little rant earlier. People complaining about, but this right here is what you call chess pieces are in place, and you saw each part of Westeros is involved. The west. You see the north coming down. You see the Riverlands in that middle part, and then of course you see the Triarchy, which is like right off the coast, along with they're coming along with the Valerian fleet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Meeting
in the
up with
blockade.
the blockade,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then you
They're gonna
got
be
this and
they gonna be surprised as hell when they see all them ships.
run along, and then on top of that, you got your sky commanders of the Dragon Seeds getting tooted and booted, ready to go. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I mean, this to me, this season was all about putting pieces in together to have the war. And these next 2 seasons, because like I said, I believe it's 4 seasons of the show. Season 3 and season 4 are going to be basically all hell breaking loose. Excuse me, wars on top of battles on top of battles and everything. Because if this season was all these battles that people wanted to see drag, a lot of y'all would still be complaining, saying, "Oh, it ain't nothing but a bunch of battles. Where's the dialogue? That's not the Game of Thrones I know," and stuff like that. Man,
Yeah.
whatever. So yeah, that's it, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this? What grade would you give this season, Sean?
It's a strong 8.
Okay, same for me.
Strong 8. Like that, like I would have loved to see some more. I mean, I love to see some more action in the last episode too. But I kind of like I understand like what I also understand what I'm watching. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why I get it. But like I would have loved to see some sort of somebody scuffle, cut somebody. But like I
Yeah,
get it. But yeah, definitely a strong 8.
yeah.
Before I forget, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I remember.
Okay. Same thing for me. I say a strong 8. I say about a good 8. I think my highs of this season once again were dialogue and seeing stuff being put in place. Also, another high is the dragons look beautiful. Like, what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's another reason too. Like I know it costs a lot,
Yeah.
so technology just gets better the longer we wait. So hopefully by the last season we can have like full out battles. Because even this episode we had dragons in the background. You know what I'm saying? We saw dragons up close. So like,
Yeah.
yo, Tony, that when Aemond was after he torched Storm's End.
That yeah. What's it?
That
It wasn't Storms. That
I mean,
that
for
that.
those living in the little stupid places,
Uh-huh.
the just the close up,
Of Vagar with the flame still like in his yeah.
so Godzilla like yo.
Yeah.
It looks
It
so
did. It
good,
looked good. It really did.
so good. Yeah, but like, it's a lot of that going on too. Like, it's they're obviously saving some of that for better
Yeah.
tech and getting used to doing the stuff. Like they pulled off more than I ever thought they would. Because every time we had a dragon in the OG series, except for like the episode with like the gold train run, whatever the episode is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was always in dark.
Uh-huh.
That was the only
Yeah.
episode where we saw a dragon during the daytime, really lay waste. And
Yeah.
even then, it was like he just was like it was still small compared to this season what we saw. So I just want to give a big thank you to everybody who's been rocking with us this whole time. There's some people that I should know by name by now, but I don't want to say nobody's name and forget somebody. But everybody that be in the premiere in the comments, I appreciate y'all all your kind comments and remarks. Definitely, if you have not, be sure to subscribe because we do other stuff too. Especially, I think I'm just gonna say it. Wednesday we're gonna be back to talk about Batman, the Cape Crusader on Amazon. If I haven't seen that, just go and see it. It's like 25-minute episodes, and it's only 10 of them.
I'll say this: if you of our age or maybe even younger and you've seen Batman the animated series from the 90s,
it's a must watch.
It's a must watch.
It's
The
It's
same
good
head, the same head animator and executive producer of Batman the animated series
doing
is
this
back,
one.
is doing this one here. So it's
It's
the
so
same animation style. It's
it's
very
so
good.
good.
Please, please,
I can't
please
even
watch that.
lie.
Yeah,
It's
and
so good. Yeah, and
we're
I
gonna
don't want
talk
to talk
about
about
that.
it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it later. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that we do MCU stuff. We
Mm-hmm.
do
Star Wars.
Definitely Star Wars. We also are gonna do Rings of Power. Give us another fantasy. And man, like it just we're gonna have a whole lot of stuff coming up in the next
Yeah.
6 to 12 months because
Yeah.
we back after the pandemic and the writers and actors strike. We on full blast when it comes to content. So just
Yeah.
stay with us. See us on the socials. Make sure you tell your people. And
Mm-hmm.
man, like we just want to keep having fun doing this because
Yeah.
this is definitely just for the fun, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, it is like this is like I said, this is a something me and Rashad started during the pandemic. During the pandemic, we was already like, a big fans of these properties. Once again, me and Rashad have known each other now going on 25 years, man.
Damn, it's crazy.
I know, like 25 years or whatever. And we've been friends that long. And, it's just crazy how this has even brought us even closer, you know what I'm saying, as far as this, what I'm saying, with the content and stuff, because we just something that we always knew we liked the same type of stuff. And Rashad just asked him one day, hey, you want to talk about, I think the first show we did was WandaVision. Was it WandaVision or
I think so. Either
I think
WandaVision or
why
one of them early joints on Disney Plus. Because like I was like, man, I don't feel like I can. I gotta need to talk to somebody else about this. Bounce to
yeah,
somebody else. Yeah, just it's so
yeah,
much. It's so much more fun to do this with somebody else.
yeah.
Doing it by
So
yourself, it's
yeah.
so it
So,
sucks to me.
but like he said, man, we got so much more stuff to get ready to come up. And he said we about to talk about Kate Crusader, Rings of Power, the Penguin.
Oh
Is,
yeah,
oh my God, the Penguin. Um,
Dune Prophecy.
right, Doom Prophecy, and then two, probably we'll find out sometime this month what Disney got planned. Disney or Disney Plus or whatever is going to have planned releases of new.
D23 is this weekend.
Yeah, right. So
So we might be
we're gonna.
back this weekend talking about it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, whatever, and it's a lot of content out there and stuff. And I mean, maybe if it's something that y'all want us to talk about,
Let
hey,
us know. And it's something
let
we got
us,
time to do or we may find interesting.
yeah,
Let us know. You know what I'm saying? And like I keep on saying, if y'all really, really want some other stuff, hit up the Patreon. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Patreon.com/, the Upon Further Review. And we can really start doing some exclusive stuff over there, putting content over there. That's
yes,
only for Patreon. But yeah, that is
and
that's all I got.
that's it. And just for the closing, I'm pretty sure that we're not going to get season 3 until 2026. I know people are
But
like, oh my heaven. However,
but
but in 2025, we will get the second spinoff of Game of Thrones, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, The Tales of Dunk and Egg. They've already sent out screenshots. You can go on Instagram to, if I'm not mistaken, the official Game of Thrones page. They actually have the cast up there and who they're playing.
yeah,
And
and Max put out a what we're got coming in the future type of like trailer for like all their properties that are coming up, and they got a nice little part in that as well. So
yeah,
that
nice little part.
Last of Us season 2, which we're gonna be doing as well, and a bunch
Which
of other
we were
stuff.
not sure they were going to do a season 2, because no, not to say because it wasn't good. It was a good show, but the way they ended it, it could have ended like, hey,
This
that's it.
is it.
Whatever. This is
Nah,
it.
but
So
they don't give us two
yeah,
seasons of that, John. I'm very happy about that.
yeah.
Very happy about that. But yeah,
So that's all I got, Rashad,
yeah,
man.
man. Again, to the next time.
Vala Magulis.